So plants take up mineral nutrients. Plants take up mineral nutrients from soil and absorb along with water. Same point, ma. Here, see, this is root, taproot. It has primary root hairs. So these roots, see, plants take up minerals means what? See, first roots will take up minerals, mineral nutrients from the soil. So this entire is soil only. This entire is soil only. From the soil, so the root hairs absorb mineral nutrients from the soil and absorb along the water. Here, water also present. Water. This is the entire is water. So from this water, minerals are also absorbed and supplied to the plant above the ground. So first, uptake of mineral ions. Unlike water, it has been seen that minerals cannot be passively absorbed by the roots. So unlike water, so it has been seen that so they are not absorbed, they cannot absorb. See, minerals cannot be passively absorbed by the roots. Passively absorbed by the roots. There are two major reasons for this. So passively, slowly does not take place. Okay. So like unlike water. So the reasons are for that. So see the reason for that minerals are present in the soil as charged particles. So whatever maybe the minerals are present in the soil, those are present in the form of charged particles, ions, sodium ion, potassium ion, calcium ion, sulfate ion, magnesium ion, manganese ion, molybdenum ion, chloride ion, boron ion, like this way. All okay. So about these charged particles, next chapter, our 12th chapter discussion about this only. Okay, so that which cannot move across the cell membrane. Okay, those charged ions does not transfer across the cell membrane. So the concentration of mineral ions in the soil usually lower than the concentration of the minerals in the roots. So in the soil, the concentration of minerals in the soil is lower. Minerals concentration is lower. Minerals concentration is lower. Water concentration is more. So here, mineral concentration, the root stems, mineral concentration is more. Water concentration is less. Okay. So the concentration of minerals in the soil usually lower than the concentration of minerals in the roots. Hence, most minerals enter the root by active absorption into the cytoplasm of epidermal cells. See, here the mineral concentration is usually lower than the concentration of roots. Then from lower to higher concentration, so if these minerals wanted to transform means there is active absorption, active transportation is needed in the cytoplasm of epidermal cells of the roots. Okay, active absorption, for the active absorption, what required? ATP, energy is required. With the help of energy, those minerals are transported from lower concentration to higher concentration. The energy is derived from ATP molecules. That all I said. Ions are absorbed from the soil by passive and active transport. Passive. So ions, sodium ion, potassium ion, calcium ions, those are transported by passive transport and also active transport. In such a way, so those mineral ions are transported into the plants from the soil. Okay, that's next. Movement of ions to chief sink areas. Movement of ions. Movement of ions to chief sink areas. See, in this one, movement of ions to chief sink areas. In this one, what happened? The chief sinks for the mineral ions are the growing regions of the plant. See, the growing regions of the plants. The chief sinks for the mineral ions are the growing regions of the plants. That's maybe apical meristem, lateral meristems. See, this is stem. This is root. So this region is called apical meristem. Here, the minerals are stored, sink The chief sink. Sink means stored. For the mineral ions are the growing region. This is the tip of the shoot, tip of the root. These are the growing regions of the plant, like apical meristem, lateral meristem. This is also called apical meristem. These regions are called lateral meristems. In these regions, minerals are sink. Minerals are stored. Along with them, young leaves, developing flowers, fruits, seeds, and storage organs. So young leaves, in the young leaves also, mineral ions are stored. With the help of those minerals, the plant performs photosynthesis. The leaves perform photosynthesis. Next, developing flowers. So developing flowers. So with the help of minerals only, the flowers are grown. Fruits. The fruits stores food material with the help of mineral ions only. Seeds and storage organs. In all these places, the minerals are stored. Remobilization of mineral ions. Next, in this only, remobilization of mineral ions. Remobilization. Remobilization of mineral ions means what? Mineral ions are frequently remobilized from the older sensing parts. Remobilization. Remobilization means what? So, in the leaves, developing flowers, fruits, seeds, storage organs, so minerals are present. So, when the leaf surface or leaves, flowers, fruits, seeds, storage organs are going to be fall. At that time, whatever may be the minerals are there, those minerals are remobilized. Those minerals are remobilized. Come back to the stem part. See, mineral ions are frequently remobilized. Remobilized means restored from the old senescent part, older and death parts. Senescent means death parts. The parts which are ready to death. From those parts, minerals are come back to the stem. See, younger leaves. Leaves are turned to be older. After older, these leaves are fall off. At that time, before fall off, whatever may be the minerals are present, those are all the minerals are come back to the plant. Developing flowers. After some days, flowers are turned to be fruits. Fruits are turned to be seeds. Okay. So when the seed is fall off, those minerals are accommodated in the seeds. Okay. That's all. Older dying leaves export much of their minerals. So here then leaves, seeds, fruits, flowers, storage organs. Older leaves, the older leaves, the older leaves here given, the older leaves export much mineral content to younger leaves. The leaves which are going to fall off from them, those leaves are called older leaves. From the older leaves, minerals, nutrients are passed back to the younger leaves. That is called remobilization of mineral ions. Before the leaf of falling, deciduous plants. Deciduous plants means what? The plant which fall off leaves. Such plants are called deciduous plants. So before fall off leaf in deciduous plants, minerals move to other parts of the plant. That's maybe younger leaves, stems, roots, etc. Most readily mobilized element. Most readily mobilized. Mobilized means moving element from the leaves to plant stem is phosphorus, sulfur, nitrogen, potassium, etc. Some that are structural components of food. Okay, so some that are structural components in these phosphorus, sulfur, nitrogen, potassium. Some are structural components like calcium are not remobilized. Here, 2 points in one sentence you can see. Most readily mobilized elements are phosphorus, sulfur, nitrogen, potassium. In these, some forms the structure of the cells. That is one. Next, calcium is not remobilized back to the plant. Calcium is not remobilized back to the plants. Okay, that's how. Next topic. Phloem transport. Phloem transport. Phloem transport. Flow from source to sink. Xylem transport water minerals from the soil to various parts of the plant. So what phloem will transport? Food material from source. Source means leaf to sink. Sink means storage places. This is what we will see. See here. leaves and green parts of the plant synthesize sugars and carbohydrates. Everybody knows that. The leaves are major sources for the synthesis of sugars, carbohydrates. Sucrose is a disaccharide being highly soluble is the main form in which carbohydrates are carried by the phloem. See here, sucrose is a disaccharide. Everybody knows that. Disaccharide means what? Two saccharide molecules are combined. Glucose, glucose. Okay, disaccharide. It is a disaccharide. It is highly soluble in the main form. It is a soluble. Sucrose is soluble in the main form. In that, carbohydrates are carried by the phloem. Okay, sucrose carries carbohydrates with the help of phloem. So this movement is from source to sink. Similarly, so phloem movement. So phloem movement always occurs source to sink. Phloem transport means what? Source to sink. Source to sink means what? Source is leaves. Sink is various parts. That's maybe root, that's maybe stem, that's maybe seeds, etc. Underground stems, subaerial stems, we discuss. Okay, so phloem performs photosynthesis. After preparation of photosynthesis from the leaves, the food material is transported to storage places for future use. That's why this movement is forms source to sink. Source to sink. Okay, that's it. See here, source. It refers to the part of the plant that synthesizes food. Okay, source. Source means leaves. It refers to the part of the plant that synthesizes food. That is, leaf or green parts of the plant. Leaves or green parts of the plant synthesizes food material. That's why the leaves are called source. See here. Okay, this is leaf. In these the leaves are source. The leaves are the source. The leaf are green parts of the plant. Sink. It refers to the part of the plant. Sink also part of the plant only. Part of the plant that needs or stores the food. Stores the food material. In some plants, roots store the food material. In some plants, stem stores the food material. Seeds, fruits, etc. It refers to the plant that needs to store that plant. It refers to the plant of the plant that needs or stores the food, which could be any part of the plant like stem or root, seeds, fruits, etc. Reversal of movement from sink to source. See, after photosynthesis, the food material from leaves to roots goes. According to the situation, the food is reversal of movement from sink root to leaves. How that is happening? Normally, the movement is from source to sink. Normally, the movement from leaf to root, but it may be reversed at times depending on the seasons or needs of the plant. During unfavorable conditions, whatever may be the food material is stored in the roots, from the root, the food materials are moved back to the leaf. That's why, according to the seasons or need of the food plant, the food material is reversal. The movement of food is reversal. See here, depending on the seasons or need of the plant during unfavorable conditions. So the movement of food is sink to source. Example of the sink to source. Sugar is stored in the root. Sugar, that is, roots sink may be mobilized to become source of food. Okay, so in roots, some conditions, roots act as a source of food material. See, that is, roots sink, roots store the food material. Some conditions may be mobilized to become a source of food in early spring. Early spring means what? summer seasons. When the buds of tree acts as a sink, buds of the tree acts as a sink. Some conditions, the buds of the tree acts as a sink. At that conditions, from the roots, the food material goes to buds. There stored with the help of that food. Bud becomes flower. Flower becomes fruit. Fruit converting seeds. That means what here depends upon situation. Source becomes sink. Sink becomes source. Okay, that's it. The buds need energy for growth and development of the photosynthesis. Photosynthetic apparatus. In such conditions, the food material goes to buds of trees, act as a sink. Bud act as a sink. With the help of that food material, the birds turn to be flower. That will, the birds need energy for growth and development of the photosynthetic apparatus. Transport food through phloem. Generally, food is transported through phloem. It is, everybody knows that. So xylem transport food. Xylem transport water and minerals. Phloem transport food material. Okay, that's it. Next, bidirectional flow. So in plant, the source sink relationship is variable. The source sink relationship is variable. The source sink relationship is variable. Variable means what? It depends upon situation. Depends upon situation. The source becomes sink. Sink becomes source. See, hence the direction of movement in the flowing can be upward to downwards. This is called bidirectional flow. See, today in these leaves, photosynthesis finished. So after finishing photosynthesis from these leaves, the food from these leaves, the food material is transported from this to roots. This is first time unidirectional. Next, after some days during unfavorable conditions, from the same phloem, first time from leaves to roots, now roots to leaves. First time from leaves to roots, second time roots to leaves. That's why it is called bidirectional. So direction of movement in the phloem can be upwards, upward direction, or downward, downward direction. That's why it is called bidirectional movement. Bidirectional movement. It is in contrast to the movement of water and minerals in xylem. Opposite to the bidirectional flow, phloem movement is bidirectional. Opposite to the phloem in xylem, the movement of water and minerals always unidirectional. Bidirectional contrast unidirectional. In xylem, so the movement of water from roots to leaves always unidirectional. Always unidirectional. Okay, that's all. In the phloem, the food is transported in any required direction from source of sugar to an area called sink that is able to utilize or store that sugar. Not only as a result of phloem, sugar is prepared. Carbohydrates are prepared. That is source. From that source region, it goes to sink area. There, that food material may be stored or utilized by the roots. That's all. So, though the phloem sap is mainly sucrose, dissolved in water, but other sugars, hormones, and amino acids are also transported or translocated through the phloem. Let's see here. Though the phloem sap is phloem sap. So the phloem consists of the juice that is called phloem sap. That phloem sap is mainly sucrose. The phloem sap, as a result of photosynthesis, the food material is sucrose that is entered into the phloem sap. So whatever may be the food is entered into the phloem sap, that is sucrose. That is dissolved in the water. In the phloem sap, water is there. In that water, the sucrose is dissolved. But other sugars such as hormones, amino acids also transported or translocated through the phloem, upward direction to downward, downward to upward direction. This movement of organic compounds is a different direction in phloem. It is called translocation. Okay, so translocation of food materials through phloem, different direction, multi-direction, from leaves to roots, roots to leaves and side branches, birds, leaves, fruits, flowers, etc. So that's why. So this movement of organic compounds is different direction in phloem. That is called translocation. That is called translocation. Okay, so this is the explanation about the phloem transport, flow from source to sink. With this, almost topics are finished. Next, only one topic is remaining. That topic tomorrow we will see. Only one topic is remaining.